Welcome to 30 Day Reviews. I'm Justin, and today I'm hoping to help you decide if it's time for you to shave your head bald or not. Now, many of you guys may be wondering if it is time for you to shave your head bald because you may be going a little light up top. And believe me, you're not alone, because 7 in 10 guys deal with some type of balding in their lifetime. Now, some of those end up when they're much older in life, and some of them end up much earlier, and unfortunately, I was one of them. You see, I started noticing that I was thinning when I was in high school. Now, there wasn't ever a time when I was combing my hair and noticed hair falling out or anything like that. My hair fell out very gradually, and it was more of it just got thinner and thinner and thinner and it just kind of stopped growing. By the time I was 20, it was definitely undeniable that I was going bald. And for a few years there, in between, I would just shave my hair down to a 1, but it got to that point where it just wasn't possible by the time I was 20 or 21. My buzz cut definitely was not fooling anybody at all. So that's when I decided to go ahead and take my hair all the way down to the skin and just get rid of it all completely. And I have been this way for, well, about the last 15 years. Now, does that mean that I think that you should shave your hair off as well? Well, honestly, I think that really depends. This chart is the Norwood chart, and as you can see, it basically divides everybody up into a different type of balding pattern. Now, I've taken a good look at this chart, and I've even gotten some expertise on hair cutting from a good hairdressing friend of mine. Me, I fall into either the 5A or the 6 category. Okay, fine, I'll be honest with myself, and I definitely am a 6. Now, I think that if you're anywhere from the 2 to the 3A, that you've actually got some pretty darn good options out there besides just shaving your hair. Now, the easiest way to find these options is to simply go online, look at receding hairline pictures of other guys, find something that you think kind of matches what you would like to do, and simply take that to your barber or your hairdresser and show them and be like, this is what I would like to do if it's at all possible. And they'll be able to tell you that your hair has a cowlick here or there, that maybe it won't quite work with that, but they at least know where you're trying to head with it. Now, I'd suggest don't just take in that one picture of the hairstyle that you like. Definitely take in 2 or 3 of them and show them all 3 of them. That way then they can look at the pictures, see what you're kind of wanting to do, and be able to pick out the one that's going to best fit your hair length that you have right now and which one is going to look best on your head. Remember, their whole job is to help you feel and look your best. So the more options you can give them, the better off the chances of them doing that is going to be. Now, we're going to skip the second row real quick, and we're going to take a look at 5A to 7. Honestly, gentlemen, if you're older and you're starting to lose your hair, or you have lost your hair to these points already, chances are just have your barber or your hairstylist cut them down to a 2 to a 3, and you're probably going to look awfully nice just like that. Older gentlemen with balding heads look a little more distinguished than us younger folks, and we can't really pull it off half as well as the older generations. Now, obviously, you could just pop on a 2 or a 3 onto your electric razor and do it at home. But if you want to look your top notch, I highly suggest going to your barber, going to your hairstylist, getting it all cleaned up all nicely around the neck and blended in. Get that cut around your ears very nicely, and you will look top notch, even though that it is clear that you're going bald. Now, unfortunately, if you're in the 4A, or 5 group, I am sorry to say, but in my opinion, there aren't many haircuts that you can actually pull off with a big bald spot on the back of your head. Unfortunately, You just can't ever cover it up to make it look good. So I would suggest that if you have a small one starting, that can be covered up just with a little bit longer hair on the back of your head. However, there gets to be that point where it's just undeniable, and if the wind blows, you don't want to be having 6-inch strands of hair hanging off the back of your head, because believe me, that people are going to notice a whole lot more than the bald spot. So what are your options there? Well, buzz it all down to a 1 and call it good. Of course, clean it up around the neck, make it look nice, and you're good to go. Now, whatever you guys do not try to do cover-ups. Where you grow your hair longer on one side and flip it over. Gentlemen, this isn't fooling anybody. It's only making people look at your really bad hairstyle. And it is also going to make you a lot more conscious every time the wind blows, anytime that somebody opens a door too fast, because your hair is not probably going to look natural at all. And if it catches a little wind gust, it's going to be worse than a bad toupee. So I highly suggest that you don't go that route. Now, if you do want to try any hairstyle with anything on the chart that I just showed you, I highly suggest just going with some shorter haircuts and doing some blending, some high-end tight haircuts, fades, things like that, that will really let your hair on top that you can have to be a little bit longer just stand out a little bit more and claim that receding hairline as your own. Now, there's a good chance that you're sitting there saying, I just want to keep my hair how it is. I like it. I don't want to change anything. What can I do? Well, of course, there is always Rogaine or Minox salt, and those will stop your hair from receding, but then you're pretty much needing to take it for the rest of your life. And then, of course, you've got things like micropigmentation to kind of clean up the hairline, as well as good old toupees. Now, I'm not going to get into these in this video, but if you would like to know more of what I think about those type of things, make sure to let me know down in the comments section. Now, there is one question about being bald that I see at least once or twice a week, and I really wish this question would die. So I'm going to answer it here for you guys, and hopefully I can start seeing this question less and less. And that is, if I shave my head, will I look like a skinhead? Guys, that whole stereotype has been gone for quite a while now. Stop asking this question. Nobody's associating bald head as you're automatically a racist anymore, because people have came to accept that it is a style choice. People that have full heads of hair are shaving their head nowadays because they like the look. Nobody thinks that you're going to look like a racist if you decide to shave your head, especially if you're shaving it because of a receding hairline. Hopefully we can lay that question to rest and people can stop asking it, because it is getting really old and just shouldn't be asked. And yes, I know there's going to be those trolls of you that are going to ask me that in the comments section. And maybe I'll answer, maybe I'll ban ya. It's kind of a lottery. Let's see which one happens. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have gone any other way with this, because I'm glad that I shaved my head. I think that my head has decent proportions, and so I'm not too worried about how my head looks. Now, not everybody has a good head for being bald. And in that case, I highly suggest figuring that out, asking some friends, and don't take it personally when they say, no, you got a weird looking head. A couple of things that I've learned over the last 15 years of being bald are the girls do in fact love a bald head. And of course, they all have their preferences, but most of them will grow onto the bald head pretty easily. So you have nothing to worry about in that realm. Number two thing that I learned is that if you are of lighter complexion, or let's just face it, you are white, you should probably have a matte head. Don't go for that shiny buffed look. It's distracting. It doesn't look that great on us, and it just makes our heads look oily. So if you can, figure out what it takes to get that kind of matted out so that you're not blinding people when you're outside or underneath some bright light. On the other end of that, if you are darker, definitely go for that nice shiny look. It looks great on you guys and it can be enjoyed because, well, I'm not being blind by it. So definitely keep that in mind when you are shaving your head and looking for products to moisturize your head as well. There are ones out there that are made specifically to matte out your head or to make your head shiny. So keep an eye out for those. I will be leaving some links to products down below for you guys. So if you are interested in shaving your head, definitely check those out. Check out my reviews on them. Hopefully this review has helped you decide if you truly should go with a bald head or not. Just trying to help you guys get to a place where you can be more confident, stand a little taller, and be happy with the way that your hair looks. Don't forget, here on 30 Day Reviews, I'm usually reviewing men's grooming and lifestyle products that I've used for at least 30 days to give you a true, full, honest review of those products. So hit that subscribe button for those. Also, check out the playlist to my right. I think that it'll come in handy if you're shaving your head. And down below is a video that you may like as well. Until next time, I hope you have a good one.